we need a Fortnite dance. I'm ready for that.
That would be
Of this song.
amazing. That'd be so cool.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, you're right now calling into me, Ring Dallin. And today I am here with someone who is revolutionizing Ireland in the Eurovision contest. This hit right here, Go TOBANN, has taken Ireland and the world by storm. We are here with AILSHA. How is it going?
Woo! Thank you so much for having me.
How crazy has the reactions been since your participation was announced?
It has, I mean, it's been so awesome. It's gone so much better than I ever could have imagined. The song's been trending on Twitter a few times, and I'm just rolling with it, but it's really, really cool. My social media has been going non-stop. I have notifications every time I open the apps. I'm having to be like, should I take like a break for an hour and then go back on my phone? It's just been insane. But the fans have been so supportive, and it's just opened up this whole new world for me that's been so much fun to be a part of.
And speaking of social media, it's so cool to look back on your Instagram to when you announced that you were, sending in an entry to the Irish selection, and it was like, guys, I've listened to you, I have sent in an entry. How thankful are you for them to bring you on that journey?
So I keep saying that I blame a lot of my fans for making me do this. A lot of friends, family, fans, last year they were like, AILSHA, would you not go for the Eurovision, with your rock music, and just write something that's like, really fun and exciting? And I was like, okay, I mean, what have I got to lose? I might as well just see. I didn't think it would get selected because of its genre. But I mean, here we are. But yeah, I'm very thankful that I just went for it, and just I listened to those people, and they were right just to try it.
The hype here in Ireland, as my 20 years as a fan, I've never seen this amount of hype. Was that the goal for you, to create something that the Irish people would be proud of?
Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely wanted to create something that kind of incorporated, obviously, our language, and there's a whole message behind it. But our Celtic kind of Irish sound, So I'm from an Irish music background. Well, a varied music background, but with a lot of Irish music in it. And I just kind of wanted to fuse that together in a modern way with my sound, and make something that I would hope that Irish people would like sing along to and chant along to, and were it to get to Malmo, that it would be something that everyone could get involved with, basically.
So a little while back, you posted a clip that looks absolutely insane of the live debut of the song. When you did that live debut, did you in that moment realize, oh, I have created something special, I have created a potential hit?
I think so. I think that was at my big headline last year in Dublin, and no one had heard the song except for close family and stuff. And we just had this idea for the two guys with the keg to bring out the keg and just have everyone riled up and ready to party with us. But it just got rave reviews, and people just loved it. And to be honest, it was the best moment of the whole gig. And it was so funny that the guys on the keg just said that they had their musicians there and Beardfire Studios, so I co-produced my stuff with them. But they did a number of gigs over the next couple of days after that, and everyone was just like, man, the keg, tell us about that looked amazing. So yeah, I felt like I was on the right track with the song there and then, because I felt like people enjoyed it.
Yeah, this song is loved all over the world, but if we're not from Ireland, then we're just all kind of watching this inside joke that we do not really understand, but we love it. Can you tell us a bit about what is this song about? What's going on here?
So basically in Ireland, we learn the Irish language in school for something like 14 years. And a lot of us just end up forgetting most of it after school, so it's kind of a fading language. And so we remember these very few phrases. So in the middle of the song, it says, which means, can I go to the toilet? And the reason why that's in the song is because if we wanted to ask to go to the toilet in school here in Ireland, we could only ask in Irish. And it's like that was their method to like make us fluent in the language. Obviously didn't work. But it's the same thing with the title of the song, TOBANN, which means suddenly. That was something that we were taught to put in our essays like halfway through to be like the turning point of the story, like TOBANN, this happened. And so there it's just full of all these little things that we remember. And although the song is like, it's supposed to be great crack and like, you know, resemble the fact that the Irish, we are great crack, you know, and we love to have a laugh, there is this sad message that, you know, we have this lovely language that's, you know, that should be used more, and it isn't. So that's kind of the story behind the song.
But it's also to see also like, you know, with that, you know, serious message also with it, that it's already had an impact, that it's from hearing to be talking about like people already want to learn Irish and all that because of like this song introducing them to this.
Yeah, and I mean, it was so funny because a friend of mine sent me your reaction video, and I saw that you noticed the oct.
That's okay. I love that.
That I put in, which is the number 8 in the count when I count to 8, and I was like, that's amazing. That makes me happy, you know. So yeah, and just a lot of people, I've got a lot of messages from people all over the world who have just been saying that they'd like to learn Irish, or like Irish people who have said, I want to go back to learning Irish because of the song. So it's really exciting. I mean, the song's crazy. I didn't expect everyone to like it. And I didn't expect it to, you know, A, get picked, and B, I didn't expect it to have the reaction that it's had. But yeah, to see, like, I'm trying not to look too much online, but I'm tagged in a lot of things, or friends are sending me things. And I just think it's incredible that the song is being, you know, received so positively, and that people are understanding the message behind it as well. Because I think one of my worries was that people would think that the whole song was a joke about the Irish language, but actually it's like, it's got this meaning, but in this kind of in your face kind of way.
There's so many sudden changes all the time in this song. There's so much put into this. Like, it sounds like this was just like such a party to make also.
It was.
how like did you get the inspiration for like, okay, to do all these parts, and how many people were involved in creating this? Such a fun song.
So I produced a lot of it myself. So I got like the whole, like the foundation of it down. I recorded all the vocals at home. I recorded the uct was my brother's idea. We recorded that at home. And we just got it to the certain point that we brought it to the producers, Beard Fire Studios, and we were like, okay, how do we make it like much heavier and like more metal? And we were sitting in the studio recording all the guitars and drums and just kind of going over what I'd done, but making it like 10 times heavier. And we got to the middle 8, you know, the can I go to the toilet bit, and we were like, you know, we need this to sound like new metal from the 90s and get like, you know, disc jockey scratches in, and like we recorded all of that, like just we scratched a guitar, and like we just had such a laugh like making it. And I think that comes across in the recording. You could hear how much fun, and it's the same case with performing it live. It's just so much fun to perform.
it seems like also like there's so many possibilities for doing a song like this live, but when it comes to staging it, is it like too many options, or do you feel like you have the idea, like it was easy to find out like how you want to do it?
There were a lot of different kind of routes we could have gone down for this. And for our national final, the Eurosong competition, we basically just had to scale back a lot of the ideas that we had, because, you know, I wrote the song specifically for the Eurovision stage with all of these like crazy ideas in mind for like the visuals and, you know, what would happen on stage. So we've scaled it back, but we've settled on one solid idea, which I feel Ireland will definitely get, and I'm hoping the international audiences will get behind as well. So I'm excited. I think I think it'll be a lot of fun for us anyway to do, and just hopefully that comes across to everyone.
And has it been a fun process putting the show together so far?
Oh yeah, definitely. The people involved with the performance are so much fun. Like they're just it's a great team behind this production, so I'm really looking forward to doing it.
Oh, it's so exciting. It's like this sounds like a win already. Like it's gonna be fun at the late night show, but it's also at the Eurovision stage, which we're crossing our fingers for. um it's it's so cool to like also see like the power of Eurovision. This makes it seem like this is like an overnight success, but you've been releasing music for many years and toured around for the past couple of years. What is it about music that makes it your passion, and how's the journey to this point been for you?
So my dad's a composer and my mom's a singer, and all of my siblings are like singer-songwriters, musicians in their own right. Like everyone has their genre. I'm the rock metal person of the family. Um, but it was just always, I worked as a makeup artist after school for a long time, and I always kind of dodged music, but I always knew that music was the one thing in my life that I had to do. So now my full-time job is I work as a composer for video games, which is like dream job. I love it so much. But then I started to release music in like 2021, and it started out as pop. And then at the start of 2023, I was like, this isn't who I am. So I'm just going to throw out a load of rock songs and like just have fun. And here we are now. And it's been just such a journey of like discovering my sound and my music. And I mean, I've just had a lot of fun doing it. But yeah, ultimately music is the only career option for me, basically.
It's so cool to see the evolution there. In like, as you talked about your sound, like hearing a song like F Boy and then comparing it to Go Tubban. Like, when did you like find out? Okay, I have found my sound, and how was that feeling of like, okay, this is me?
Yeah, I think it was the end of 2022. I just spent a few months. I'd moved apartment, and I was living on my own, and I was like, I'm just going to spend a couple of months just figuring out who I am, what's my sound. And I started to produce, and then I started to collaborate with Beardfire Studios, and we really bounced off each other. And when we produced my song Sucker, which came out this time last year, so January 2023, I was like, this is it. This is the sound, this like sparkly rock metal sound. And yeah, it just feels like every kind of production idea I have now just feels so solid in my head about how it should sound, kind of thing. So yeah, it's been cool.
Also talked about like incredible thing of being a video game composer. Um, I was wondering about like when it comes to Go Tubban, like if you were to put it into a video game, what do you see in your mind? Like, what's the
Oh,
perfect video game for this song?
oh, I think it would have to be like like Tekken, like
Yeah,
yeah, like fighting, but like and like hints of like anime stuff, but then with a lot of like Ireland stuff and like flashing like shamrocks and like um, yeah, I think definitely some sort of like yeah combat game or something I think would be really cool, or racing could work for it
it's
either,
true.
high energy stuff.
It gives me like Persona feelings as well, and also like some Borderlands. It's crazy, it's fun.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
And also like I think this has to happen. Just like this is why this song needs to go more viral. We need a Fortnite dance. I'm ready for that
That would be
of this song.
amazing. That would be so cool.
Like, that should be the goal. After winning Eurovision, it's like we go for the Fortnite.
Oh God, that would be so cool. Oh man, yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a lot of video game stuff in Gotobin, so yeah, that would be cool.
So many cool elements in the song. Like, what inspires you when it comes to your music, both like you could say with like the game composing, but also with your own stuff as your own artist?
I mean, I guess just I listen to a lot of rock and metal music like all the time. Like, um, I get very inspired when I'm in the gym listening to that kind of music. And going to gigs as well. I go to a lot of them, and that's kind of just where the inspiration comes from. And to be honest, things like lyrics usually come last. Like I always just get inspired to like produce the music for a song like out of nowhere, and then I'm like, okay, I'll add lyrics to that.
You talked about like in the interview there on Irish radio about like how the scene is growing. How's
Yes.
it to be a part of that, to see like the Irish alternative music scene growing, and being on tour with bands like, you know, the incredible, the fantastic Wargasm also? Like,
Yeah.
how's it to see like the scene growing?
It's great. I mean, like, this is the thing. We have such a massive alternative scene in Ireland, and like, a shout out to Fibber McGee's, the Dublin Rock Pub, uh, who I kind of like started gigging there. But there's so many talented musicians who play in the likes of Fibbers, and um, it's just great to see everyone is starting to get a bit more like recognition at the moment, because I think it's it's just rock is really making a comeback, and metal here, um which is just awesome.
And how awesome was it to, also in the like in the radio interview there, like to broadcast your song to the people of Ireland, to such a large audience, and sitting there like, okay, this is actually live, this is happening. This is
Yeah. I had no idea. I was kind of worried it was gonna like give like a lot of people like just a big fright when it came on. I don't think it's the sort of thing that would really be on like that station like at that time of the day, but it went down so well, and as soon as I left the studio, my phone Twitter was hopping and people loved it. And I was like, this is incredible. I just wasn't expecting it. So, yeah, that was super cool.
We will find out next week
if Ireland wants you as the representative or not for Eurovision. But speaking of Eurovision, what's your personal favorite entry that Ireland has had in the contest?
For me, in recent years, I loved Jedward. I loved their production on stage. I just thought was so much fun, and there is an element of that like would have influenced TOBANN, and just how fun and like what you call it, not taking themselves too seriously in the song and stuff like that, I thought was great. I also thought that Brooke a few years ago was excellent. I mean icon, so like yeah. But yeah, we've definitely had some good ones, but only one in Irish, I believe, so far. So it would be cool to bring the Irish language back to Eurovision.
That would be really awesome, and it's a big thing to think about and reflect on. But it's like, you're gonna be a core memory for so many like future rock stars, seeing that performance and hearing this song. How does it feel to look at this journey you've been on musically, and to think about where you are right now?
It's insane. And like the song at this moment in time, the song has only been announced for just over a week, and my life has changed so much more than I could have imagined. And it kind of just leads me back to like this time last year when my first rock song Sucker came out, and when I was so excited to release that song with no expectations of like how it would be received. I was just like, this is me, and I'm happy I finally got to this point. So now to be here with a song that's like crazier than Sucker in the Eurosong national final for Ireland, and people are loving it, it's like, it's so surreal and so cool. But yeah, I guess it's just all been a sign to keep going with my music.
So no matter what happens, this is such a huge win. But do you have like a final thing you want to say to the people at home watching this as you head towards the final?
I guess I hope that everyone just really enjoys my performance at Eurosong, and I hope that the message of the song gets out there. I hope it inspires people to either return to the Irish language or take it up, even if it's only counting from 1 to 8 in Irish. Yeah, I guess I do believe that TOBANN would be a very positive change for Ireland were it to get to Malmo, and if that happened, I would be so excited to show the world what we can do.
That's awesome. And also with this, all these new fans coming here, like, what can we expect if we go to one of your concerts? How's a concert of yours? How does that look? And
it's just a lot of fun. Expect crowd surfing, expect just a lot of heavy breakdowns, expect the crack, expect kegs. But yeah, my concerts are meant to just be a really fun place for people to just let go and have fun, and yeah, they're just meant to be great crack.
It sounds like such a great time. So, and this has also been such a great time. So thank you so much for being here on Eurovision Talk. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure to talk to you.